YouTube channel. Biologists classify humans as animals and part of the animal kingdom. All the creatures can communicate in some way with the members of their species. But humans are the only ones who can speak. No doubt, we proudly call ourselves Homo loquens, speaking man. Apart from the obvious differences in the biological structure, language is the most decisive boundary between human and animal. The 17th century French philosopher René Descartes said that thanks to language, man became man. Language is so much a part of our daily life that we take it for granted. Most definitions describe language as a system of symbols serving the purpose of communication. But language is much more than a mere system of communication. There are about 6,000 languages in the world. They have different sound systems and syntactic structure, but all human languages possess a number of characteristic properties or features that are absent from the animal communication system. We will discuss 5 chief properties of human language in this video. The higher primates are man's nearest relatives in the animal kingdom. They have the same physiological apparatus and share over 95% of their DNA with us. Thomas Henry Huxley, a 19th century British biologist and anthropologist, wrote that to look upon other apes is to see blurred copies of oneself. Primates that live in groups use both visual and vocal signals for communication. Monkeys and apes use a variety of facial expressions, some of which are similar to ours. Chimpanzees have been known to make as many as 34 different vocal signals. There are relatively small but important differences between the vocal cords of humans and chimpanzees. Human child is born with an innate capacity for speech production. Apes have a potential for language learning, but they cannot speak like humans. From ancient times down to Cartoon Network in our day, tales and fables have depicted animals as talking like humans. But these imaginative representations of animals, often offering didactic lessons, only highlight the fact that they cannot speak. Animals and birds communicate with members of their species with a variety of cries and sounds. Honeybees can indicate the direction, distance, and quantity of nectar through the medium of dance movements. But this communication system cannot be considered language. Experiments have been made to teach chimpanzees language or language like systems. 2 of these experiments involve Washoe and Kanzi, respectively a female and a male chimpanzees. After a 3.5 years of training, Washoe could produce sentences with more than 100 words of American Sign Language. In another experiment, researchers were teaching Matata, Kanzi's mother, a symbolic language. Kanzi observed the use of the language at an early age. By the age of 8, he developed an understanding of about 250 word symbols that was equivalent to 2.5-year-old child's understanding of spoken language. All languages, including sign language, require the organizing and combining of sounds and signs in a specific order. When we speak, a complex series of events takes place at various levels: physiological, psychological, sociocultural, linguistic, and semantic. Animals do not have two things that make it possible for man to speak. These things are a set of vocal organs and a brain. The human vocal organs are well equipped to produce a range of sounds that it is the function of the brain to turn them into meaningful speech. Dinosaurs had small brains, much smaller than the human brain. In relation to body size, the human brain is unusually large. The brain functions like the central processing unit to control our motor movements as well as mental processes. Speech production involves the exercise of both motor movements and mental processes. The Austrian British philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein said that the limits of my language are the limits of my mind. If we use the word mind synonymously with brain, the quotation can be interpreted to make the point that we cannot use language beyond the capacity of our brain. The human mouth can be opened and closed rapidly because it is relatively small compared to that of other primates. Speech sounds are produced as the air stream from the lungs passes through the windpipe, technically known as trachea, and the vocal tract. Lungs, teeth, and tongue play an important role in speech production, but their basic biological function is quite different. Lungs are meant for breathing, teeth for chewing food, and tongue for perceiving taste. The human tongue is smaller, thicker, and more muscular. It is therefore suitable for the production of a variety of sounds. It is interesting to note that the English word language derives from the Latin origin lingua, which means tongue. Similarly, in Urdu, the word Jaban means both language as well as tongue. We can live without ever asking the question, what is life? The same is the case with language. We can use it without bothering ourselves with definitions. Anyway, it is impossible to define language to everyone's satisfaction. However, we can easily identify the general properties or features common to most languages. These features are interconnected in various ways. You can view five chief properties of language on the screen. We will discuss them one by one in some detail. Humans can talk about past and future time, but animals cannot. Animals literally live in the moment. An elephant cannot write an autobiography. Animal communication systems are generally confined to a limited set of requirements that are significant to the survival of the species: finding food, attracting mates, protecting territory, keeping the group together while traveling, etc. There is a direct relationship between stimulus and response in animal communication. Animals cannot think of anything beyond the situation in which they find themselves. On the other hand, we can think of people and things that are not around while we speak. This property of human language is called displacement. Dr. Samuel Johnson, the 18th century English writer, said that language is the dress of thought. Each natural language can express an infinite range of ideas with a finite number of sounds. English has 26 letters and 44 sounds. But with the help of these letters and sounds, we can form an endless number of sentences. Human language is an open ended, and a creative system. Animal communication is repetitive because it is instinctive and biologically fixed according to each species. Each human language is governed by its own grammar, but within that system, the speakers can create new combinations of words all the time. After 2 years of age, children pick up many words on their own and can understand and produce utterances they have never heard before. When other primates are taught language or language like systems, they have to be taught every single combination of signs and symbols. Language is arbitrary. There is no direct relationship between a word and its meaning. That is why we have different words in different languages. In animal communication, a specific sound corresponds with specific meaning. Vervet monkeys can use 36 sounds to produce 22 distinct messages. They make three separate alarm calls depending upon whether the danger is from leopard, snake, or bird of prey. Like painting, architecture, music, and religion, language is an integral part of the culture. I have been working on a book on the timeless message of the Sikh Gurus. I have therefore started learning Punjabi in Gurumukhi script because the language is inseparable from the Sikh faith. Language preserves the culture by transmitting it from one generation to another. Edward Sapir, an American anthropologist and linguist, said that language is the result of the creativity of thousands of generations. Human beings are born with an ability to learn language, but not any particular language. We inherit physical features of our parents, but not their language. We acquire our first language from the society in which we grow up. If a South Indian child is brought up in a North Indian city, he or she would most probably learn to speak like a North Indian. Children who spend their early years away from human society without an exposure to any language grow up without language at all. Language is dynamic. All living languages change unpredictably with the changing needs of the people who use it. The changes in the form of language take place at various levels: phonetic, phonological, lexical, syntactic, semantic, and so on. It does not matter whether it was Bernard Shaw or Oscar Wilde who remarked that the United States and Great Britain are two countries divided by a common language. The point is that we find remarkable differences in the varieties of English spoken in these two countries. Apart from the dialectal differences, the Hindi language has changed so much between the times of Tulsidas and Sant Gangadas. For linguists, it doesn't matter whether a language has ever had a written form or not. Speech precedes writing, historically and biologically too. The child has to be taught writing but needs no prompting to speak the mother tongue. For linguists, all languages are equal. It doesn't matter whether a language has a billion speakers or only a handful of them. For linguists, there are no primitive languages. However primitive or uncivilized a society might appear in other respects, its language is considered, without exception, a complex and a highly developed communication system. The Canadian American cognitive psychologist Steven Pinker said that language is so tightly woven into human experience that it is scarcely possible to imagine life without it. If there were no language, we wouldn't have made and watched this video. Thank you.